Hey guys, I am Lillian, aka StitchWithMe on Instagram and here on YouTube. Thank you for joining me. I hope you find something of interest. Today is the 26th of August 2021 and I am back with a new Stitch With Me. This time it will be on Twilight Bridge. I've already done one on Spring Queen and Waterhole Master, and I will soon do another one on Tiger. So if you are curious, check that out. And if you don't want to miss the one for Tiger, hit the subscribe button. Now what I am doing for all of my pieces is I am explaining what method I am using to stitch on them, because I like basically all methods, and that has made me to use different methods on basically all of my pieces. So today we are going to explain this one, and afterwards I will answer some questions that you guys asked me, and after that I also have a live update, and I believe that that will be enough for today. If not, we will find something else to talk about. Okay, so let's see what we are stitching on today, shall we? So this is Twilight Bridge. This is a Dimensions Gold Collection kit. I am using everything that came with the kit. So the Ada is a 18 count Ada, and the flosses are the non-branded flosses that I have here. I kept them on the organizers that they were on when they came. So that's really nice. Well, okay, so the thing is, I did not know what else to do when I got this. And I also had done Fox already, which is also a Dimensions kit. That was my first ever pattern. And yeah, it works for me. It's kind of messy, which is not usually my style, but it works. And now that I am used to it, I don't feel like changing it. So that's fine. I am not going to show you the entire pattern, but for the purpose of explaining my method, I am going to show you parts of the pattern. I know that that is not really what we are supposed to do, but I don't think that you would be able to do anything with that pattern, especially not knowing what colors correspond with the symbols and stuff. So I am just going to show you parts of the pattern. Okay, so first of all, as you can see, I am stitching in a diagonal. These are 10 stitches wide. I am also feathering into the pages below and to the right. If I were to work down in the middle of the piece, I will also feather to the left. I will basically feather all around. I don't know why I tried to explain on which side, but on all sides I feather. Now, I did make up these pages myself. If you have stitched on a Dimensions collection kit, you probably know that they come with giant pages, and I figured that if I would divide them into pages that fit into my hoop, I would only have to move the hoop once, so only when I am completing a page and starting the next one, and not like if I would do the diagonals over the entire pattern, I would have to move the hoop 3 or 4 times every diagonal, and I am not going to do that. So that is the explanation as far as the pages go. With the diagonals, I am going up and down and up and down, and what I am doing is I am parking, as you can see, in the next occurring stitch of that color, of course. So let me show you part of the pattern. We are here. I am marking off with pencil, and I also drew a line to indicate the diagonal. let's say we work on, what's a good example? This is hard to, okay, so I've already done this, but you can still see it. This clover mark symbol. This I have parked unless the thread was run out, but I probably have parked up here. And then from there I will go back down. Now if this distance is too big, but like the color is used in a blob down here and a blob up there, I will use two separate colors or two separate strands, and I will keep them separate. But I will only do that when it's a very clear distinction between the two blobs. So if you can see here, there's a blob here and a blob there, but there is one stitch in between the blobs. So I'm probably doing it with one strand. Or one piece of floss. Strands is something else, but okay, not going into that. Okay, so what I am doing is I'm doing this way less strictly than how I'm stitching on Spring Queen. I am just looking at whatever color is in the first row that I have not stitched on. So in this row there are only two colors. That's blocky thingy and the check mark. So I will pick either one of those. I would already have threaded my needle with the block one, that's black. And I will work that like 2 to 3, sometimes 4 or 5 rows up, and then I will park it. So I'm not going too far up, only in this kind of cases. Like I will probably work it all the way up because there's no confetti in this area, so there will be no confusion. So let's start with that. So we are starting with the black that I have already on my needle, and I can show you two now, since these are 5 strands. These are 5 strands. So I was not able to do the loop method with this, which means that I am going to have to start it some different way, and it's basically the same that how I end my threads. So I am sticking my needle in the hole where I am going to need the first stitch. Then I turn around my piece so I know where I need the thread to end up. And yes, the back of this piece is messy. I don't worry about it, so I will just show you. Then I can pull it all the way through, and I still remember where it came out, so I know that I'm supposed to end up there. And I just run my needle underneath the existing stitches, trying not to disturb too much of the tension. And I pull it through up to the point where it's almost all the way through. So right there. Now I flip my work again and I simply start stitching, really paying close attention to my tension in the first stitches. And I'm feeling with my finger on the back how far it is. So when it's almost all the way through, there, I will stop pulling. Because if I pull further now, it will come loose. But if I just keep on stitching, it will not come loose. So, and it also won't come loose or come undone later on. I have never had a stitch or something getting undone because of this method. So that's how I start them. This is really hard to keep still because the lengths are so long. These threads were not cut by me, of course. They came in a kit already cut. So, please focus. I will try my best to keep it as still as possible. But I'm afraid I'm going to have to move my hands in order to get the thread all the way through, because my arm will not be long enough. So. I'm just going to continue stitching. Now these are all half stitches. But as you can see, there's a combination of both full crosses and half stitches in this piece. There also are French knots, as you can see here, and there's also back stitching and crocheting that I have not done yet, but I am waiting with those to a point where I can do one section and like complete it before I have to do any other stitching again, if that makes sense. So like after I finish this page, I will probably backstitch the windows, because then this is completely done. Now if the page were to end here instead of there, I would probably wait, because this is too little backstitching for me to feel like I want to start an entire thread just to do this. And obviously you need to do the backstitching after the half stitches and full crosses. So, and then as you can see here, that's the same backstitch, but I have not done that yet because that's the next page. So what I will probably do is like backstitch most of this, like backstitch this first, then that window, and then most of this window. But then I will make sure that I park it still being in this window. And then I complete that window once I can continue backstitching in here. Or what's also an option is I just wait until I'm sure that I will have enough backstitching to do in order to finish an entire length. That's my ideal game plan. So I just remembered that I did not check my memory on my phone, like the capacity that it has currently to record. So let's hope it has enough memory. If it stops halfway through, I will just make some room and continue. I don't know. But yeah. So I just want to do 2 colors or so with you before I continue to the questions. Or I can just, shall I do them now, like while stitching? It's kind of hard to stitch and talk on this pattern like at the same time, because it's a paper pattern first of all, and when you are used to Pattern Keeper, it's confusing to start with, like when you're not even trying to talk. Oh, I'm so sorry. But yeah. Okay, so one question I can already answer. And someone asked me why or when do I take off the hoop? Because she explained that she was kind of scared of leaving hoop marks on the fabric. Yeah, I understand that, because I still have the hoop mark of last page or the first page, in here, but I did not iron it in between, so it's not like this is not coming out. And also with Fox, I had the same thing happen. I mean, like, I left the hoop on for days or weeks at the same time, but it all came out when I ironed it. And even if it won't come out, you can like have it stretched and framed, and then it will all be gone. So I am not worried about it. So what I do is I literally only, because well, hating is a big word, but I don't like moving hoops. It's way too fiddly. So I just move it only when I am moving to a new page. So that means that this hoop will be on here for the entire year, because my goal for this year was to finish this page. So when I started the year, the hoop got on here, I started moving on the page or stitching on the page, and when I am done is when I will take it off. So it's not a great hoop because the tension is very bad. But I don't know, I'm just used to it. I can stitch with it, it's fine. So yeah. So what I'm going to do is, because there is so little stitching. Oh, I already made a mistake, guys. I already made a mistake. Great. Okay, but what I was going to say is that because there are so little stitches and it ends like right there, I'm not going to park before doing those last 2 stitches. I mean, like, I'm not going to unthread my needle and rethread it just to do those 2 stitches. So I'm going to do all of the one color and then park it all the way up. And I am first going to frog out the mistake. Why am I like this? Like I said, it's hard on this piece in particular to talk and stitch at the same time. I should have known I was going to make mistakes. So what happened was I confused the 2 symbols. So I was looking at the wrong symbol to stitch with black. Yep, that is me. That is totally me. Okay. Okay, you know what? I'm going to pause it and I will play it when I have fixed my mistake. Okay, I fixed the mistake. So what I also didn't tell you yet is I am keeping all the parked threads separate from the diagonals. So the diagonal that I'm working in is being well stored or put away separately from the threads that are parked in the diagonal underneath. So just saying that. And this is, by the way, a needle minder by me. This is available in my shop, link down below. But I am using the needle minder to hold the threads, and I am using the hoop thingy to hold the other threads. Yeah, so I am almost done with this color. Well, before I'm parking it. Another question was, why do you start in the top left corner? And that was a question related to Spring Queen. I basically always start in the top left corner. It's just how my brain likes it. I mean, like, we read top to bottom, left to right. So that is how I work with my pieces too. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. It's just how my brain likes it. Okay. So, the thing is, I am done with these blockies around here. And if you look in the rest of the diagonal, there are 2 or 3 right there. Now, if you look at my feathering, because there's also one there, but like that is out of reach of the feathering, so I'm not going to have to stitch this on this page. So only those 3. I am not going to trefoil my thread all the way up just to do those 3, and then all the way back down to park it there. So what I am going to do is I am just going to park it there, and I am going to snip off, when I get to those stitches, snip off a very short amount of string, of thread, to stitch those 3. So let's see, I'm going to park it, 5th stitch over, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Check it. Yep. Right there. Okay. Now the the next color that I am supposed to be working with was not parked yet, and I noticed that before I started recording, so I made sure to prep it, and it's already laying next to me, ready to be worked with. So the next color is a blend, actually. That's a check mark. And it is a blend of 2 black strings and 3 green ones. And yes, I lick my floss. There we go. Okay, so I will show you once more how I start the thread. If it will focus anyway. So, I don't really know what else to say about this method. I think this is about as much as I can tell you about how I'm working with it. Can you please just cooperate? It would be really nice. There. Okay. Now, the third question actually was, what do I have on my wish list in Heaven and Earth Designs, or on Heaven and Earth Designs? And I was like, well, let's show that in a Stitch With Me. So I am going to grab my laptop in a second. Oh, and when I feel like the thread is too long or prone to being to start knotting, that's when I will grab it. So both on the front as well as in the back. So what I do is I grab it in between my fingers. This is hard to show. And that prevents it from knotting. And then in front as well. Let's show you. So what I do is I do this. Okay. So, okay, this is taking too long, but once I finish off the check mark, then the next symbol will be that one. That one is parked right there. Then I will work those up, park it, take the next one. And I will not go too far up. I feel like I'm not being really clear, but I also don't know what else to tell you. So let me know if you understood kind of what I'm saying. If you don't understand, please let me know or ask your questions, whatever is not clear, and I will in a future Stitch With Me on this explain, or at least try to make it a little bit clearer. Okay, well, let's get to the wish list. Okay. Let's see if we can get this to work. Yeah. Kinda. Yeah, that kind of works. Okay, so this is my... What just happened? This is my wish list on Heaven and Earth Designs. This is my first wish. This is Autumn Queen. She is the companion piece, or at least for me it will be, with Spring Queen. So I feel like after I finish Spring Queen, which probably will be in like 13 years or something, I will purchase this and start it. This is just also the regular size and the regular colors, or I might get the max color just like I did with Spring Queen, depending on the mock-up, but I have not looked at that yet. Okay, next up is leopard with cups. I just thought this was a gorgeous scene, and there are like lots of bright colors, which I love. And also with the mock-up, I can't really show you the mock-up from here, but with the mock-up there's still lots of detail, so that's nice. Same goes for Nova. Now this is one that I am not really sure about, because I kind of like patterns where there's lots and lots of stuff happening, and she has quite a lot of background and stuff, but there's still stuff in the background, but still find it a very beautiful picture, so I did save it. Now this one is so cute. Look at that. Who doesn't want this in a children's room? Not that I am thinking about having children already, but I know since it takes me like 13 years to stitch Heaven and Earth designs, I might want to look into those. This is just way too cute to be true. Now I did look at the different mock-ups. So the regular size, the mini, the super size, as well as the max color compared to the regular colors. And I found that this one, so the regular size, but the max color, did look the best. This is one that I was kind of surprised that I like this, because I am not really into unicorns. I do, however, like horses. And since it is very bright and colorful, which is also what I like, I still saved it. But I would have preferred there to be no horn. Yeah. But it still is beautiful. Same goes for this pattern. This is just stunning. And why is the name popping up? That's so annoying. better. So I really like everything about this scene. I mean, like the colors and everything everywhere has something going on. The only thing that I don't like is the horn. But yeah, I might just ignore it because it's still beautiful. Then this is the quick stitch version of what you just saw. So that out on a limb pattern. This one. See that part with the one owl and scroll. This part. That's this. Now look at this cuteness. And also this is fairly small. Oh, it's so annoying that there's no details in here. I mean, like, you can click on those, but I don't really want to leave this page. But like you can, the size of this is so much smaller. So I feel less guilty starting it. But I still really like the whole scene. So if I can like feel okay not having these squirrels, those two owls, another squirrel, and these raccoons, if I can be okay not stitching those, I will definitely do the quick stitch. Also the max color version. Then I found Some Enchanted Evening. Yeah. This I like. I'm not in love with this pattern, so for now I don't think I'm going to stitch it. But when I saw it at first, I kind of fell in love, and that's why it's in here. And I am not yet deleting it. So yeah. Then this is a story keep out of a bigger pattern that I also have in here. And I really like the idea of quick stitches and story keeps, as long as there is still enough happening in the piece. Yeah, so I do really like this scenery. It's beautiful. This is something that I would definitely hang in my home, like in the living room or whatever. I don't even know what's going to be the style of my home, but this is something that I mean, like Spring Queen might be too much for in a living room, you know what I mean? I mean, like, this might be actually something I put into a living room. Another leopard pattern. Same story. Nice colors, I like animals. And the detail was still very good, even like the max size. And I did get a notification that my storage might be running out, so I am going to pause it real quick. Oh, I'm sorry. And I will get back to you. Okay, we are good. I was running out, but I could just remove some files, and now I have like at least 10 minutes left of room, so I can finish this. So first of all, we have just had like 10 patterns. There were just 2 more. Remember the story keep? Yeah, that's the middle part of this pattern. Now this is the bigger part, where you can see the entire valley. There's more waterfalls. And there are horses or unicorns, and there's even a foal. Now that I look at this, I wonder how that horn doesn't damage the mother. Or maybe it like goes soft the same way the hoofs of a horse do. Interesting. I mean, like, for those of you who don't know, when a foal is born, the hooves are like spongy. They're very soft and fragile. They're not like hard. That's what develops over some time after the birth. So maybe that's what happens to the horn too. Okay, and then lastly, this was just another nice scenery. So overall, I think, which one is my favorite? Either Autumn Queen or Out on Olymp, the small one. And then these two would definitely have been in the top 3 if there was no horn. This is just beautiful, look at it. Yep. But for now I'm not like having to worry about when I am going to start a new Heaven and Earth, because I made at least I'm trying to keep my promise to myself to only start 1 Heaven and Earth designs a year. Yep. I'm trying, you guys, I'm trying. I also have lots of other ideas when it comes to new starts that are not necessarily Heaven and Earth. So what I was thinking, I first wanted to do this in a Stitch With Me, but I mean, like, as you can see, there has barely been any stitching in this video. Maybe it would be nice to do that in a separate video, just dedicated to my new start possibilities. So whatever I have been eyeing and whatever I feel like I might want to start in the near future. So let me know if you think that's a good idea. I'm probably going to do it anyways, but yeah, if I have time though. So that brings me to my life update. On Monday, and today is Thursday, on Monday my school starts again. I know, that's very, well, not scary, but it's a source of tension. So, wait a minute, I'm confused. Yeah, okay. So, okay, so my school is in Leeuwarden, which is over, that's like 2.5 hours by train from where my parents live. Now, that's not too bad, and probably you guys in America are like, that's a short distance. But for our little country, the Netherlands, it feels like the other end of the earth. No, that's too much, but still. So I do have to go live there in, well, not a dorm room. I've got a kind of apartment kind of thing. So yeah. Let me see where I'm at. This is so hard, you guys, to stitch and talk at the same time, working with a paper pattern. Oh. But yeah, I think my mom wants me to come downstairs and watch The Walking Dead. So I'm trying to keep this short. But yeah, so I tried to, first of all, if you want to be sure you get a room, you should be early, like at least 3 months in advance. You should probably be looking for a room before school starts. I'm gonna stop stitching because I am being way too slow. Mom, I'm still recording. Thank you. So now I don't remember what I was talking about. Yeah, so you should be early. I decided at that time to not start looking for a room because of the whole virus kind of thing, and school was probably still going to be mostly online, and then I would be home. It would save me a lot of money to just work from home. So that was my first plan. And then vaccinations were going really quickly, and numbers were going down. And now we are very likely to have lots of stuff still physically teached. So that meant that I, like a month late or 2 months late, was trying to get a room anyway. I did get one, but for I get my key on the 1st of September. So and on the 3rd or 30th of August is when school starts. So I have 2 days that I have to go there, but I don't have a room. So what I am, I booked a hostel. It's kind of like a hotel for 2 nights, and it is in this old prison in Leeuwarden. Like, it used to be a prison, and actually my granddad used to work there. So that's kind of funny. And now I'm going to stay there in a cell, like with the original doors on it and stuff. So that's nice. Okay, so next week school starts. I'm going to stay the first 2 nights in a prison, and then after that I am going to move into my room whilst also following my classes and stuff. So there's going to be a lot going on, and I don't know when I will be able to record again. I do want to try to film a floss tube this weekend before school starts. And I also want to try to record another Stitch With Me to upload halfway through next week, so that I have something to upload. Hopefully. We will see. Okay, that being said, thank you for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed this video, if you have anything I can improve on. Next Stitch With Me is very likely going to be on Tiger, since that is the only one I have left to explain my method on. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. I will answer them in my next Stitch With Me. Yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. Happy stitching. Bye guys.